Call him the gentleman's gentleman. You will not meet a nicer guy. I love, one of my favorite shots is that sweeping hook shot that you see that we use occasionally on the Jumbotron, talking about K-State's tradition in that. I mean, he came here, as he would tell you, as a little skinny 6'7", 6'8" guy from Virginia, sight unseen. He comes to Manhattan, and obviously the guy took coaching and did unbelievable things with it.
Jack had a growth spurt in high school and was discovered really before he even played basketball. He was picked out by a high school coach as somebody who should play basketball.
Bill Laude, L-A-U-D-E, contacted Tex and said, hey, there's a great kid up here from Virginia that ought to be going to K-State. Well, Tex was desperate enough to think, well, okay, and he checked with my high school coach, et cetera, and then he contacted me. Well, the resort did not have telephones, and so he sent me a wire, a Western Union wire. If you have any interest in talking to me, call me at this number. The net of it was that I had never been to the campus, I had never met the coach, but Bill Laude was so high on Kansas State and on Tex Winter that I ended up saying, I'll never know if I don't try it, and if I can't make it, I'll just do something different.
From that moment, I think there was a lot of pressure on Jack to achieve great things as a big man. And he responded to that by working hard, and he did achieve great things.
Jack was a kid who I met for the first time the very first day I was on campus. There was this tall, skinny kid. I mean, Jack was tall, skinny, white-haired, and I remember Jack had good mobility for a guy 6'10". He wasn't as mobile as Bob, but he was mobile for 6'10", but he had no shot, none whatsoever. He just was mobile, could get up and down the floor, and he could go to the board and whatever he needed to do in that particular situation.
The first day in August, when there, of course, a bunch of freshmen show up, and on the practice gym, we're just kind of, splitting into teams of 3 and playing a little 3-on-3. And I look around, and there are 4 other guys my size, and my thought was, what in the world did I do to myself? I must be out of my mind to set myself up for this kind of a circumstance.
But through the system, the same way with Boozer, they taught him to hook, taught him to turn. He had the old fade, jump, hook, jump, and then the hook shot and everything go with it. Jack had tremendous dedication as a player, and over the summer, the same thing when he came back to sophomore, became a really, well, he's the reason we won the Big 7 championship, really. He was the best center in the league without no doubt.
Jack was a great postman. He, you cut off of him, throw it in the middle, do your cuts. Jack was very efficient in hitting open man. And then if all the options were closed down, he had a beautiful hook shot.
We went over to Lawrence early in the afternoon, and Tex outlined how the game was going to go. It had Jack Parr behind Wilt, Bob Boozer in front of him, Roy DeWitt's guarding Lineski, and the other 2 guys guarding the 3 KU guys, and it worked to perfection.
We have a picture in the corridor of Bramlage Coliseum showing Jack Parr blocking a Wilt Chamberlain shot in that particular ball game, and it was really dramatic, and of course then being ranked where they were, was that much more.
If I could, I'd go back in time. I'd pay everything I have in my life to watch 10 minutes of that, because that, for the K-State fans that saw that would, in my mind, that would be one of the 4 or 5 best things ever in the KU K-State rivalry.
Jack is, to me, he's in my top 5. Okay, I mean, he's as good as they come. He's still a great friend from that standpoint, because if it wasn't for the other things he did, Lloyd Woods wouldn't be sitting here.